Hello again. Whenever I hear of the idea of only buying goods in shops owned by some particular ethnic group or other and boycotting other shops owned by different ethnicities, I'm immediately reminded of the Nazi boycott of Jewish shops during the 1930s. The idea of refusing to buy goods from a shopkeeper on the grounds that he belongs to a particular religion or ethnic group really does start alarm bells ringing for me. Last week we saw trouble in the South London district of Peckham when a shopkeeper who was getting tired of people stealing from his shop detained a woman and tried to get her to put the goods back. He was Pakistani and the woman he stopped was black. This quickly turned very ugly and his shop was besieged by an angry crowd of black people. After he pulled down the shutters, many signs were written by black people and posted on his shutters. They were to the effect that black people should only buy goods from other black people and that Asian shopkeepers were cheating them regularly. There are calls now in the area to boycott all shops run by people from the Indian subcontinent. There's similar anger, of course, in the United States by black people about shops run by those of East Asian origin, Koreans, Chinese people, and so on. Few white people are aware of this hostility between black people and those of Asian heritage. The movement to boycott Asian shops has been formalised, although the exact details are not spelled out publicly. This is by arrangement by the Black Pound Day movement, which aims to encourage black people only to buy goods from other black people on the first Saturday in every month. Although this is primarily aimed at not buying things from Asian-run shops, the Black Pound movement is tricked out with various jargon words which conceal its real aim from white liberals. In the description to this video I give a link to a shop which is advertised on the website of the Westfield Shopping Centre in East London. It uses all the very best right-on phrases saying such things as a model for sustainable restorative justice for ethical spenders. You will observe that the racial element is not mentioned. There is a sense of grievance that many shops selling cosmetics and hair products specifically intended for black people are owned and run not by black people but Asians, and there is a growing feeling that these people are exploiting the black community. Why are these shops not run by black people? That is to say, the shops which sell black hair products is a question frequently asked. I wonder if viewers have ever asked themselves when the last time was that they visited a shop owned and run by black people. Now ask yourselves when you last went in a shop which was owned and run by Asians. See the difference? This was the same attitude which led to Asian shopkeepers and businessmen being expelled from East African nations like Uganda and Kenya in the 1960s and 70s. And now the same anger is being felt in this country. I thought it interesting to talk about Black Pound Day because it is a scheme supported by left-wing and progressive white people. The Guardian has lent its support to the idea, and also the Mayor of Camden, to whose video on the subject I provide a link in the description to this video. Imagine that, the awfully nice and with it Camden Council are actually giving their support to a boycott of shops owned by a particular ethnicity. It will be Jews next, I suppose. The glorious thing about this is that I very much doubt if any of the white people supporting this idea actually know anything at all about the racial aspect of it, because as I remarked the other day, most white liberals don't actually have all that much to do with black people in real life. They prefer to see them as an abstraction rather than real live people whose homes they visit or with whom they share a social life.